Okay, and dear students, welcome back. So in the previous video we discussed about synchronized methods. Now we will see another way of achieving or implementing synchronization among threads, which is by using synchronized statement, or we can also call synchronized blocks. Recall we had this example in the previous class, in the previous video, where in order to implement synchronization we actually made this method a synchronized method. Right, now we were able to do it because we had source code of this object. Now say for example, if you do not have access to the source code of this object, you know that every business logic is implemented inside this class, and if you do not have access to this class, you cannot really update a source code of this class. Then you need an alternate mechanism of implementing synchronization, because you know that this method is actually causing some trouble. It is displaying message not as per your desire. But the problem is you do not have source code of this class, which means you cannot make this method as a synchronized method. So you need an alternate mechanism. So the alternate mechanism is to use synchronized block or synchronized statement. How you do that? Everything is same, except because you do not have any opportunity to update the code of the call me, so you need to update code inside where you are calling this, right? So inside your thread. So everything else remains same. We still have caller that implements runnable. We have message, target, and thread inside caller. Inside the caller constructor, we are having this call me object, which is passed here, and a string message, and target is equal to target. I mean this target is equal to this target which we are getting from there, message equal to s, and then we create a new thread, and then we start thread. Now when thread starts, inside run method we are using synchronized block. This is how you create a synchronized block. It means that now rather obtaining lock on the monitor by using synchronized method, now we are obtaining lock on the object. So we say the access to this object is now synchronized. It means that if one method is called on the target, another thread cannot call that same method on the target, which means that we now have access to this code, to this thread. We can synchronize access to call method by obtaining lock on the object, and obtaining lock on the object is by using this syntax, which actually is a synchronized block. And creating a synchronized block is like you use keyword synchronized, opening bracket, right here the object on which you want to apply the lock. So the object is target, right? On the target object you want to apply the lock. So and then opening bracket and then closing bracket. It means that the code that is inside this block will act in the synchronized manner, right? It means that if OB1 is calling this call method, then OB2 cannot call. So the effect of this code will still be same as we saw in the previous statement, but here we are achieving synchronization by using synchronized block, right? Everything else is still same. You can see hello synchronized world. If I run this code, you will see the proper execution. You will have opening and closing very much as per our expectations. You can see hello closing, world closing, synchronized closing, and then it finishes, right? But obviously if you do not synchronize, if I do this, now you know we are calling this method without synchronization, so you know that outcome will not be as per our expectations. So you can see synchronized hello world, world hello, then closing, closing, and closing. Obviously we do not want this to happen, so that is the reason why we are obtaining now lock by using synchronized statements. So if you run it now, you will see that lock has been obtained and the execution is as per our expectations. Okay, so I end this video here. This actually ends our discussion about synchronization. When I come back, I will be discussing about inter-thread communication. Thank you very much.